Hello and welcome back to XCOM 2 War of the Chosen. This is the OMFG run. We're running with only 4 people, ballistic weapons only, permanent dark events, and not to forget the good old double enemy hit points. We're going to go for the black side data coordinates, and keep in mind, guys, success is not the target, success is the journey. I am enjoying myself to play a hard mission after yet another hard mission, and this year is actually progressing the storyline a little bit. So, since we're going to South America, which yet again is Warlock territory, I just brought 2 mine shields just in case we yet again run into it. It only says difficulty difficult, so I'm pretty sure we're not going to run into the Warlock, but I mean, you never know. At the end of the day, we might run into the Warlock. Other than that, we got Dark Tower Noxus and Slinger, 2 majors. We got War Dog and Gunner. Pretty good team. You might notice that I've cut off the alien weaponry. The reason behind this is I wanted to make sure that we're not relying on alien technology, because in case something goes wrong, I actually want to make sure that we're not losing any alien technology. We will need it for the main team, and that's the main motivator to not use it on the missions. The items are not replaceable. Since we have a new month, let me really quickly check if we find something. Superior condition is actually not too bad. We got enough intel. The superior stock is okay. Laser sight, not so much. I wish we would have a superior repeater. That would be awesome. I guess we could go for a superior conditioning, because why not? Let's spend the intel, yes. And there's a second thing that I missed in the last video, which is actually starting to produce the Rage suit. Oh, we're missing Elarium cores. Well, that is too bad. Well, let's hope we'll get one during this mission. So we need an Elarium core to actually build the Rage suit. Let's go back and launch the mission.
Setting course for Chile.
As I was saying, we have a very strong team available. It's just a question how difficult the mission is going to be. I noticed that I probably underestimated the other missions, so might as well start doing it correctly this time. As for the personal combat sims, let's give our Dark Tower Noxus the +6 hit points, which is great. I mean, look at that. We're looking at 36 hit points. This is just awesome. I love it. Unless we are going to be disabled by stun lancers and such, we should have no issues with 36 hit points. He should survive most of the hits. Good. So the Black Side Vial is actually a pretty interesting mission. It's always going to be like this standard layout where we have to capture the suit. We are going to face 16 enemies. We have no time limit. So for a storyline mission, actually pretty optimal. The problem is it's being positioned in the area with a Warlock, and the Warlock itself is kind of the worst enemy for no timer missions. We've seen how difficult it was to deal with the Warlock the last time. So I actually don't want to do that again.
So expect heavy resistance. We have to do whatever it takes to find out what's going on in there.
Problem is we won't be able to finish the mission without killing him. So let's just hope we'll not run into him. Alright, Sky Ranger is landing, ready to go. And we appear to be landing right next to
Facility is in range. Move to investigate.
a tower.
Positions concealed.
That's interesting. Now here's the deal. We're being concealed, and as long as we are concealed, we should be able to bypass most of that. What I would like to try, because I'm not sure if we would run into the Warlock, like I said. If we were to run into the Warlock, if we start a fight here, I'm pretty sure the Warlock would spawn over here, which means we have tons and tons and tons of rounds where we are kind of moving into this direction, being spawned over and over and over with zombies. And zombies, 48 hit points. Just let me tell you that I learned my lesson. It's actually difficult to deal with them. So maybe we could bypass a bit of that.
Got it. Moving.
Okay, so
Solid copy.
trying to use this building here as cover for us. Actually move all of our soldiers through the right hand side and see if we can bypass the building. Maybe on the other side we can go up and take the high ground. We just ignore the tower for now. If shit hits the fan, we can always just use a grenade to kill the tower because it's positioned up there, or we can even try to control it. So let's continue.
Good copy. Moving on target.
There's yet another tower. Interesting. Can't move through here. Let me see the building real quick. I mean, we could try to get into the building and then basically move from here. I think the tower and its vision range will exceed up to here. So that's actually a problem. I'm not sure if the tower can spot us out down here, but it's a bit counterintuitive that it couldn't. So if I just extrapolate its vision range, I'm pretty sure we're going to be spotted out down here if we were to bypass the tower. So that sounds like a bad idea, which means we need to go through the building and see if we can get to the other side.
Got it.
Okay.
Good to go.
Slowly but surely moving up.
Already there.
Good part about this position is we haven't really encountered any patrol yet. We know that there are 16 enemies on the map, so I'd assume that's probably around 5 patrols. These 16 enemies need to include the 2 towers, so we're looking at 14 enemies really. So, and before we now do something like incredibly stupid, let's just use a scanning protocol, shall we? Alright, we found something with 80 hit points, 6 armor. That needs to be, yeah, that's the sector pod right there. 80 hit points, it's either a gatekeeper or a sector pod. Gatekeepers have, I think, 60 hit points, 7 armor, 80 hit points, 6 armor, that's the sector pod. Okay, so far so good. We know that there's no one down here, which means we can freely move in. Interestingly enough, we see that the tower can spot out these areas down here. That's indeed interesting.
Solid copy.
Let's Wrath suit for a second. And move in.
Go, go, go.
All right. So we know that there's a sector pod. The sector pod is just moving towards the edge here. Might be able to catch him out. We can see that the sector pod has kind of vision on all of these areas. We also know we can't just like move through because the tower up here can see us. However, I think that this here actually should work.
Moving.
Okay.
On the move.
All right, we need to be very careful. I don't want to lose concealment now. It would be the totally wrong moment to lose concealment. Towers here. Think. Sure, if it can see us here. This is probably the safer choice. Very strange movement patterns for us, just to get around the line of sight. Yeah, that worked out well, and we have vision on the sector pod. That's important. I'm trying to choose. I'm trying to choose actual spots that help us to not be spotted out when the sector pod moves closer. So
Moving out.
right, good. So far so good.
Moving to Overwatch.
We know there is a sector pod. Ooh, that is a great opportunity for us. Sector pod is standing right here, which is far enough away so that the explosion won't destroy the walls. It's actually the perfect position for us. Could move to here. That would probably trigger the sector pod. That would probably trigger the sector pod. I was hoping we could move to here and then open the door. Should we wait one more round? Probably, because at the moment we're really not in a hurry.
Stepping off.
I would like to go here, but I really don't like that we could be ambushed from this side. So I guess that's the better move. Okay. Oh, look at that. There's a codex over here. Interesting. So we have a codex there. The tower still can't see us.
Moving out.
Okay. I mean, I think it's safe to open the door. Because everyone's still in cover. I think it's safe to open the door. There we go. So let's go on to Overwatch.
Got it covered. Moving to Overwatch.
And we're going to engage onto the sector pod next round. On the top left-hand corner, you just have seen that the codex was moving away. This here, we should start fighting the sector pod now. This here shouldn't reveal us. We're in full cover throughout the whole time. Well, it just revealed us. But I guess it's fine. So let's start hitting the sector pod and let's start actually chopping off some of the armor. So if we were to hit twice, sector pod is going to lose 2 armor and we're going to mark it as well. Alright, armor gone. Armor even further gone. Very nice. That was good. Now, I suppose the best way to continue dealing with it is to shred it, to either shred it further or to rupture it. I like the idea of rupturing because it will take increased damage and it'll save our rocket launcher for later. Question is, can we see this guy from here? Answer is yes, we can. Okay, so moving in just a little bit.
Okay, I'll go.
This here is a critical hit, and we're going to rupture it. So effectively 3 more damage for every additional shot, or might as well just fucking execute it right away. Well, good job, I suppose.
What's over there?
Moving over here. Overwatch. I think I mean, the easiest way would be to literally grab him up here and start shooting from there. But I think we're fine for now. Let's just long watch and see if there is a chosen. I hope we're not gonna go and get the warlock, but there is a chance that that's happening. Unnecessary. I was hoping that's not going to happen. So from next round onwards, we're going to see spectral zombies. The warlock itself is already bad, but the spectral zombies are just, they are a pain.
We just picked up a unique signature. One of the Chosen is here. That thing is only going to make trouble for us until we deal with it.
Oh yeah.
Too close to the heat.
That indeed means trouble. A lot of trouble. Okay. So we still have run and gun. I want to get the loot and if necessary get into if necessary get into a covered position. So might want to just move to here, which gets us to both.
I guess that'll be okay.
There's the Larium core, very, very good. Superior hair trigger, also good. Even very good.
Guys on an admin position.
And triggering yet another pack, not so good. Need to kill the Spectre right away. Although seeing the Stun Lancer here also doesn't make me happy. Gosh, I hate Spectres. So let's see how we could deal with that situation in the most professional way. Thinking we could move to here, hit him. This here is non-removable cover. It's a bit of a problem. Although the lantern post can be removed, so yeah, I guess the lantern post can be removed. I think the rest is non-removable cover, if I'm not mistaken. So since the lantern post can be removed, it will reduce it from full cover to half cover. We actually need to hit this guy, otherwise we're in a bit of a problematic situation. And I don't want to sprint in too deep, because that might mean we're pulling yet another pack. So let's do our movements first. We're grappling up here. Okay, that didn't work out as expected. We could try to move over here though. The tower was on this side, so we wouldn't be in line of sight. The other tower is here, also not in line of sight. Could move to here. Just double checking that we're not in range of the Stun Lancer. Probably this here is a very solid position. You know what? Let's move over here.
I'm going.
Okay. We already got a 100% chance of hitting this guy from up there. I would want to go a bit closer. Maybe up to here.
I hope it's worth it.
So we have blue screen rounds on Noxus, we have blue screen rounds on our sniper, and I think that's pretty much it. So these two need to deal the damage against the Spectre. I am kind of thinking we want to maybe save the plasma grenades against the Chosen One, because they remove 2 armor, which is pretty nice. Although, wait a second, the Chosen One is immune against explosions, so it's actually not a good idea. Instead, let's use it and see if we can get rid of some of the cover.
Bombs away.
That will reduce it to half cover at least. Oh, I stand corrected. With plasma grenades you can even get rid of the full cover. That's interesting. I don't want to use face-off because zombies are going to be summoned next round, and I want to use the face-off for the zombies. Gotta watch your cooldowns when we are fighting against the Warlock. We almost got it down. So let's make sure that we're still good on ammunition. Solid position, let's run and gun to reload and then take the shot. Probably not going to kill it, but yeah. Good enough, solid damage. It will take over one of our guys, but we will be able to easily kill it. Dr. Nox is being taken over.
Hostiles coming in from the sides.
It's interesting to see that he has this little drone going. So moving over there will not protect him. Matter of fact, we will be able to kill it. Wow, 10 damage. That's a lot. And we're going to see some more damage now, some more summonings, because the zombies should occur like right now. The Warlock is staying back. I would probably do the same if I'd be him. And there we go. Another 50 hit points worth of enemies right there. Okay, let's start with the most important things, which is actually killing the guy downstairs here. We could go for a more risky move and face off in the hopes of just one-shotting this guy, but I don't want to do such a risky maneuver, because if we wouldn't deal enough damage, it'll be a problem. I think we need to get going with the Stun Lancer next. As much as it sucks, but that guy needs to really die right away. So one way of dealing with it is We might want to move up here and shred this guy.
I'm trusting you here.
Alright, there we go. Shredding. Nice little hit. I like it. Again, we need to stay far enough away to actually not be hit all at once with the explosion. Probably the zombie will still try to explode, and we can't really prevent that from happening. Can't move far enough away to get everyone out of reach. Still, we need to try to kill the stun lancer first. And I like to think about giving maybe teamwork over there. Let me just double check something real quick. No, we can the only person that we exactly can see is the zombie that's supposed to explode. That's the problem. Okay, so as an idea, moving wouldn't really get us far enough away, so we might as well take the explosion for what it's worth. We either can hand over the extra movement, maybe a good idea, or we're actually going to aid protocol ourselves, which could result into up to 2 extra shots. And I think that's what we're going to do. So aid protocol ourselves, and then just take the shot for the stun lancer. Another critical hit. Going good so far. Dealing the most damage to the remaining zombies that we can. And the main problem is we'd probably not be able to kill this guy right away. But we can move far enough away.
What's over there?
To not be completely hit with an explosion. If we crit and maximum damage, that's still not enough to kill him. We crit, but not for maximum damage. So the stun lancer. Well,
Happy now?
we have the Overwatch. Good job, Dark Tower Noxus. Good fucking job. At the end, we dealt just enough damage to kill him, but we're going to get into trouble with the zombies now. Well, another Spectral Rupture. That's actually not too bad. The self-destruction will now shred us and deal some damage. It could have been worse. That was moderate damage.
Vengeance is carried forth. The Elder's judgment is nearly upon you.
What's over there?
So we're too close. The explosion would actually hit us. So might as well move over here. Again, I don't want to trigger someone, so I'm being careful not to move too far up. Wow, there's one more high ground available. Not bad. I think we sufficiently destroyed everything else. Let's move up to keep the momentum going. Oh, you're telling me that is line of sight? No, it's not.
Let's rock.
Alright, reload, Overwatch.
Those without faith will perish.
I think we have one more round until the next wave of zombies is going to come. From now on, it's just we need to press on and on and on. Ignore the zombies, kill the normal aliens, and just try to get to the warlock. That's the core idea. And from time to time, let's not forget to reload.
If you say so.
Is this going to trigger another pack? No, it's not. Interesting.
If you say so.
So...
All right, I'll go.
That's unfortunately baby steps. Next turn we can move to the bridge. I'd like to really get a little bit closer, but I know there is still a codex here, and running into a codex is also no fun at all, because it could just mean for us that we're going to lose our ammunition, because the Psy Bomb would mean that all of the weapons are unloaded, and that's just a very bad situation to be in. Zombies plus needing to reload.
I'm on it.
So instead, full Overwatch. In case the Warlock is now summoning zombies, we would at least have a couple of shots before they approach us. There we go, new Spectra zombies, another 50 hit points worth of enemies. Oh gosh, and he's summoning them right into us. Well, thank you.
Not even close. Not good.
Not even close.
May I just mention how incredibly disappointed about our Overwatch skills I am? I mean, that's just disgraceful.
My power precedes me wherever I go.
So, we can't stay in the middle of all of them. Moving here would still mean that yet another self-destruction would hit two of our soldiers. Don't want to trigger a pack back here. Moving here seems to be the obvious choice.
I'm going.
Okay. Bit concerned standing behind the car, because if the zombie explodes, the car might explode, so that could be some extra damage. You can see that you really need to be on top of your game if you want to prevent anyone from taking damage. Okay, so let's reload and make sure that we deal as much damage as possible. I'd like to start with a zombie that is actually going to explode. If we are going to hit both shots, we could kill it, but
Come on.
we are not. Bummer. Run gun. Reload. Thinking about to just blow up all of them, which would probably deal the most damage. Yeah, let's go for that. I think the only other option, time when we would need that is against the Warlock. And since the Warlock is immune against explosions, might as well use it here. Solid damage against all of them. So this here could already kill him. Nope, it's not. So what we're going to do is, when this guy explodes, he'll deal 3 to 4 damage to everyone else. Which means we're better off if we just teamwork and let Dark Tower take a hit, because the pistols are not dealing that much damage. However, oh, face off is still on cooldown. Well, that's too bad. I wanted to teamwork and face off.
Okay, so I got one.
Yeah. Well,
There will be a reckoning for all of your offenses against the Elders, Commander.
Running dry.
this guy will start to spectral detonate, because he's the only one left. So it will be relatively easy to kill him. Now there's the spectral rupture.
I'm trusting you here.
We'll continue to move in.
I guess that'll be okay.
Oh gosh, that's a difficult pack. And it has an interesting positioning as well. Okay. So, how about we make sure that this guy here dies, and then we'll continue with the Codex. So, if we deal 6 points of damage, let me think that through. We could go and just melee attack the zombie. Which would, however, mean that we're going to take damage and we're going to be shredded, which I really don't like. Yeah, that is not how we should play it. Dark Tower most likely is not going to kill it. Well, you know what? I mean, actually, he could. And that would be the best case. Okay. Problem solved. One of the other topics we could look for is how we're dealing with the Codex. This here should split the Codex. The explosion of the car Is the codex sitting right next to the car? Yes, it is. So explosion of the car is another 8 points of damage. Plasma grenade itself is 4, so we're looking at 12 points of damage, which means the actual clones will have a little bit less than 6 points of health. Yeah, might as well go for it. I like the idea.
This is for you.
We're out of grenades. Nine points of damage. Oh, and the clone goes even further back. That is interesting. Oh, 95% shot missed. So we're looking at yet another clone. It's getting better and better, guys.
I got it, right?
For every fallen child of the elders.
So we do have an implaceable here and an untouchable, which means one of them will teleport, definitely will teleport in, and we'll place a Psy bomb like right here. So might as well position ourselves over here. Just so not everyone is going to be in the same Psy bomb. Well, lucky for us, we haven't triggered yet another pack. One more round, and then we're going to have another zombie spawn. There's the Psy bomb.
Watch the flanks, they're moving.
So let's start one by one. I'd like to see, by moving in here, two things will happen. Number one, we have implacable and untouchable. Number two, I was hoping that we would find the vanished Spectre, because I'm a bit afraid about the Spectre. So we solved that issue.
Ready to go.
Reloaded.
Is it clear?
Moved over, and you know what? Let's go for another scanning protocol. All right. I guess it's fair to say we found where this guy was hiding itself. Moving over, just to not take any damage. Take a solid reload. And I would guess we should just stay out of range for now. So let's move over here.
I guess that'll be okay.
Wow, we had been in range. That sucks.
The elders' servants will never cease their attacks.
Chosen will resummon zombies. Yep. Not a big surprise. Unfortunately, the car already exploded. It's really unfortunate because that's a nice little bit of extra damage which we could have dealt to the zombies. Okay, the Spectre is still #1 priority, but it is pretty far away. So far that I'm not really afraid about it, at least not for this turn. We could take care about the zombies first. Okay, so how are we going to do that most effectively? I guess if we were to move up here, that'll be still out of reach. We could move up to here. Now let's just move into positions where we're not going to be targeted by the explosion. So that's sort of a good split. So I'm still thinking about how we would deal enough damage. Again, we would probably aid protocol ourselves here. And I'm trying to see where we could position ourselves. Like this here are very aggressive positions, which would actually probably pull another pack over here. It would be a nice position, that's for sure, because we could face off for all of them. Or in this case, for almost all of them. You know, maybe we're going to do that.
I hope it's worth it.
So that's a 99% hit. I think we can kill 2. Let's try this. Zombies ruptured. We killed one, we injured one, and now we can kill the other one. Which means the last zombie will start to detonate itself, and we dealt 10 damage to the Spectre. 11. That's lightning reflexes.
Come on. We're losing people down here.
Well, guess we ignore the zombie for now and instead need to go for the Spectre. Thankfully, we have dealt enough damage to it that we can kill it in one round before it vanishes again.
They're shifting their
Spectres are definitely an issue. That's the Spectral Rupture. Alright, let's start. We're moving over here.
Make a fitting sacrifice for the elders.
Our number one target is definitely going to be the Spectre. Let's mark it. Nice little 17 points of damage. I love it. With the grappling hook into this position here, we should definitely be able to see the Spectre as well. We are. Lightning hands. Solid 11 points of damage. Nine points of damage, and there we go, Spectre down. Alright, that takes care of the Spectre. Run and gun, reload, move,
If you say so.
quasi out of range. Hit this guy. And reload, plus hopefully kill it. Just enough to kill it. Good. Well, that was successful. Yet another wave of zombies gone. Let's think about it. We have evaded 2 towers. We killed, that's 2. We killed the Sectopod, that's 3. We had the Spectre plus 1, that's 5. We had the Spectre plus a Codex, that's 7. Shit, we're only halfway done. The zombies make it feel so much harder.
What's over there?
All right, double movement. Mainly because I wouldn't see how else we are able to actually get to the Warlock. This here is such a drag.
Stepping off.
So next round he's going to summon again. And I would really appreciate if we could get to the Warlock, like with only 1 or 2 more waves. I'm even willing to fight it, but the zombies, they are just a pain. Well, I was wrong. Apparently the timer was up already. So there we go, next wave of zombies. Well, let's move a bit out of here, shall we?
Go on.
I just don't like the idea of being in the middle of this explosion. We have almost no cooldowns again, so that's a bit of an issue. Let's start, and we want to hit the spectral zombie here first. Alright. It's gonna hurt now. Yep, there we go. We're being shredded.
Pain, Commander. Do you share their agony? They should feel proud in having died for the glory of the Elders.
Alright. The last zombie will definitely start to explode again, so we might as well just stand here untouchable in case he decides to make a move. There we go, spectral rupture. It's almost foreseeable.
I'm trusting you here.
So let's again move as far as we can towards the enemy. Mark the target. And let's kill it.
One down, thousands to go.
Let's move in further.
Hope it's worth it.
Reload.
Rock and roll.
Overwatch.
Scanning.
We have one more round until zombies are going to respawn. So let's make it happen. I want to push hard and try to at least take this inner court here, this courtyard.
Get a little too warm over here.
You know what? I think that's a good moment to take a break and end this video, because that's probably going to take yet another half hour, if not an hour, to raid the rest of this map. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, leave a comment down below and tell me what your favorite play was. Thanks for watching the first half, and see you in the second half of this video.